Hello again everyone, Saka here and welcome back to another flight simulator video, and today we are playing post-patch. Patch came out recently.
Delta Lima 87611 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 32 approach.
So that's not us. The recent patch added lightning and a whole lot more storm effects. And as luck would have it, the very first flight I decided to do was Detroit to Ottawa, Canada. And as we are landing, as you can see, not much visibility outside the windscreen, but we are lining up here on our ILS approach. And one thing that I was happy to see is it's a known bug that the 747 grabs the glide slope and then goes back to vertical speed. So we're going to try to grab the glide slope here at 2,700 feet and see what happens. If not, we can fly it in manually. Luckily, this is an ILS approach, so we can keep those diamonds right split down the middle. Plus, we can use our primary flight display there. So we'll slow her right down, get full flaps in, and wait for our landing clearance. There is our glide slope, and immediately, as you can see, it went back to Alt on the autopilot. So we're just going to go ahead and disconnect that and fly it in by hand. We don't have too strong winds, thankfully, so it will be a little bit of a crosswind landing. On road at 30,000 feet, there were 120 knot winds. Luckily, it was a tailwind, so we got to save a little bit of fuel, but so far so good. And this is really impressive. This is the first real storm that I've landed in with lightning striking nearby. I don't know if lightning strikes the plane or not. That would be interesting if the failures were on, if some circuitry short-circuited with a lightning strike, but I know the nose of the aircraft is really built to withstand a lightning strike. All the avionics are in there, so, you know, they anticipate such things as these. So we're a little off, and you can see that wind sort of pushing us from left to right. We're having to get it lined back up. All right, clear to land, drop the gear, and we'll go ahead and put on our taxi lights and landing lights. It's kind of like being in a fog bank where those lights are just going to refract off of the clouds in front of us, so we're not going to get that good visibility, but we should pop below them as we get closer to the airport here. Just waiting to see that on the flight display, and then we'll peep up over the console there and see if we can see any semblance of the runway. We might have to go around or find another airport, but I'm hoping we can find... Yeah, there we go. So we've got a little bit hint of the runway right in front of us. We're pretty well lined up, so I'll keep the auto throttle on for now and just fly this in by hand. We may be a little high, but a little high is better than a little low, that is for sure. Turn off that warning, we don't need it. So auto throttle is currently disabled, but I haven't moved my throttle quadrant just yet. Once we get a little bit closer, I'll go ahead and put my throttle down to idle. And we'll see if we can land pretty much straight on. But yeah, very dreary landing here in Ottawa. First time landing here. But thankfully the wind isn't too vicious, so we should have a decent approach. There we go, just throttling back. Got our radio altimeter calls here, and 400 feet, still a little bit high.
300.
All right, we'll pull that nose back just a bit now that we're getting back on glide slope just a skosh. 100, there's glide slope.
30. 20.
Set her down nice and gentle. Boom. Yeah, the wind's trying to blow us up a little bit here. But overall, not a bad landing. Not a bad landing indeed. And luckily the runway wasn't wet, so we had full auto brakes.
Saka 1 heavy exit runway when able.
All right, now that we have our exit runway, we'll go ahead and turn off our landing lights here and get the APU turned back on. All right, so that should be ready for us as soon as we get to the gate. But yeah, very atmospheric here with all the weather and whatnot. Really happy with the way it looks. Fortunately, I haven't been hit with any of the bugs that I've seen. A lot of people are saying that the auto-generated terrain is producing skyscrapers out of nothing. And it looks like they've got us going pretty much straight ahead. That's why I like to see.
6 Saka 1 heavy.
All right, so we'll get her parked and get to ground, see if we can request a gate. Now it's just taxi for takeoff, so it looks like it didn't count us actually landing. We were just so good at landing that it didn't think we actually landed. But we'll pull into the gate nevertheless, get this thing shut down. But yeah, just wanted to take you along for the ride on this particular approach. I knew as soon as I saw it and all of the weather and cloud cover in the area, it was going to be a good one. But if you want to see full flights or more landing videos, that sort of thing, let me know. But like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next flight. Take care.